Hi everyone. I have been digging into Google Meet, and so bear with me in case I make any mistakes. But I took a look at the documents that were sent out, and I feel like maybe this might add some better explanation to how to set up a Google Meet. The way that I personally imagine setting this up is giving my students certain times when they can, if they're able to, pop in live and ask questions. So, me personally, I would want to schedule that ahead of time. So let's just kind of show you where to find Google Meet. You click the waffle here, and you see all of your apps. So then you can click Google Classroom from there. If you're logged into your portal, you can see any of the docs and so forth, and then Google Meet pops up right here. So if I want to start a meeting right now at this very second, I'm going to hit join or start a meeting, and I'm going to call it something. So I'm going to call this test 1. But if you notice, this is like I have to go live right now. I can't schedule this ahead of time, and so how would I let students know that at this time at 8:41 p.m. it's time to meet with me? So I am actually not going to do it this way. And what I would do if I were you is I would do it like this. I would go to your calendar. I would decide when you are going to schedule that time for your students to check in with you. I'm going to, me personally, as you can see here, I already scheduled something with my students previously. So I am going to schedule this from 9:30 to 10:30 on Friday because that would have been a time when I would have seen my class. So I'm going to call this vectors questions or whatever it is that you want to call it. Right, I'm going to use Google Meet me personally so that students, if they're able to log in at that time, can ask questions, and then I can record the session with them. So just make sure the times are correct. Now, here's where it's important. You're going to click add rooms, guests, and all that stuff, and then if you click add conferencing, automatically it creates a Hangouts meet for you. Okay, so let me adjust these times a little bit for myself because I'm actually going to send this out as we speak. And I see this and it's great, but then I'm like, how do I send this with my students? So you could go through the painstaking task of adding each guest individually, but here is where Google Classroom comes into handy. So hopefully you've already set up your Google Classroom, because if I start typing in IB Math, this is my Google Classroom, IB Math, 4th period, year 2, this one right here. And so I can now actually send it to each one of my students via Google Classroom, and I'm going to hit save, and I want to send, and it's going to send to them, and now it's live. And I can verify this by going to my Google Classroom, but let me go to like my actual class. And I'm looking to see where it pops up. I don't actually see it popping up, except for, hang on, Google Calendar. It's showing my calendar. And you can see that now it has popped up on the Google Calendar for the class right here. This right here has everything for that class. So it has popped up on Google Calendar for that class. Sorry guys, I'm new to this and so I'm trying to figure this out as well. So under classwork, the students can see it under Google Calendar and then they can access it. And so the way that they would access it is at that time, they would actually click this link. I'm just going to test it out. and it will connect me to what I need it to be. If I click this right here, I can turn off the camera, which I'm going to do because y'all don't need to see me. If I click more options, I can turn on captions if need to be. I can edit any settings that I need to. And then we can go from there. I can turn off my microphone. You can tell students to turn off the microphone. And then we can go from there. If I hit present, this allows me to share my screen with them. So I would select the screen and then hit share, and they can actually see my screen. And I'm going to hit end. I'm not presenting now. So yeah, hopefully that that does something for you. If you click Vector's questions over here in the details, I can see the link and all that stuff again. I can copy the info. I can add attachments here if there were any. So I'm going to keep playing with this, but hopefully this actually gives you a good idea, and it kind of illustrates what we were looking at in these Google documents here that were being sent out to us via the district. Okay, thanks.